Can I ask you to flex a bicep?
Oh yeah,
but
which
it,
one you want this one? Oh, you want that one? So it's been interesting. I'm like, man, I got a lot of mirrors around here.
he said in Fuad Abia's podcast that Sean Florida will beat you easily.
Yeah.
And what do you think of that?
We'll give you a we'll give you an ab shot.
Let's see how you do. Okay. Let's see how you do. Yeah. Let's see how you do.
How was your day so far?
So far, morning's going good. Got my hour cardio in. Got my breakfast in. Got my son to the drop off for school. So far so good.
Nice, nice. And how much cardio did you do?
I did an hour this
An
morning.
hour. And on a treadmill?
Yeah, just some treadmill walking, slow, steady state cardio.
The old school. Yeah, yeah. It still works.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a tried and true. Don't beat you up too much.
Do you listen to music while you do that?
Actually, I don't. I don't listen to music when I train unless it's gym music that's already playing.
I don't know where to start, but maybe at the last year's Olympia, you looked amazing, I think. But you still got ninth place. And how did you feel about that?
Oh, you know, at this point in my career, it may not be what I wanted, but I'm able to like move on past it a little bit quicker than I used to. I felt like I looked pretty decent. I looked better than the previous year. I know for sure. We made some steady improvements in the physique. Uh, the only mark I really missed on, I talked to the judges about, was the hardness. They wanted a little bit more hardness from me, and that was an element of playing a little bit probably more conservative than we should have for prejudging, and then working with my training coach instead of my original coach. My training coach, I worked with him for this prep, and we did everything. Training, everything went good. Prep was great, but that final decision about just kind of the drawn out process, kind of if you hit it, you hit it. If you miss it, it's just that fine tune. So I think that.
Yes.
That's where I missed the mark there, and it was probably harder to recover from for the finals. In that sense, I didn't feel like I came in 100%. So if I don't come in 100%, I leave that door open for whatever to happen. So
So it was the hardness mainly
the
because
hardness, yeah.
everything
I
else.
talked to Steve Weinberg. I hit him up and asked him what. He said the
Wow.
hardness. He let me know. Yeah, after the prejudging, I talked to him before going to finals. Just to see what he assessed from the physique, and then see what the plan would be to going into finals to see if I can improve any more.
What do you think about the competition? Was it better than last year?
I say yes. I say with it being a 60th anniversary, they really put a lot of money and a lot of attention into it. Being in Vegas again at a new location, Resorts World. That was a beautiful location. It was probably one of the most, as far as Vegas is concerned, I think they built that in 2021. So it's one of the most modern venues we've been in.
Why did you decide to go to the Arnold Classic this year?
I still have the competitive fire in me. And I was like, I haven't done the Arnold in 2 years.
Yes.
So I was like, why not? Why not jump in? And then I wanted to also, I've been overseas for a little bit, so I was like coming home. So I was like, I'm close enough to where I don't have to, shut everything down completely and, take a full break. So I kept myself in a little range of health just in case. And then I was strategizing as I've been overseas, possibly doing this at home. My wife and my kids and stuff, they really miss me a lot. And I want to come here and be more helpful, more supportive. So I was kind of strategizing, if I do the Arnold and I can prep from home instead of just going right overseas, it'll be an ideal situation for me. So I kind of strategized that. I was thinking about that before I even did the Olympia, but I think it's time. I got almost like almost two teenage boys in the house. My oldest boy, he's getting really successful in sports. So I kind of want to be around to kind of see some of that. So this is even though his main sports in the fall around the Olympia prep, I figure if I can execute here at the Arnold, it'll give me a better opportunity. It's a little bit more responsibility, a little bit more planning, a little bit more organization. So I have to kind of strategize and work around different things. But as long as I fit into a routine, which I kind of figured out, and I kind of did a test phase when I came home. I didn't get off the wheel right away. I was kind of testing to see what I can do, and then when I decided, okay, I can do this, it was an easier transition.
Yeah. And for how long have you been training overseas, preparing for the Olympia?
Wow, I mean, it's been my wife's giving me numbers. She said 8 years. I was thinking 7, but she said 8, so she's
Eight,
correct.
8 years. Yeah, time flies. Okay, and what about the gym equipment? Do you miss something that was there and it's not here?
Of course, I miss the guys, the camaraderie. Oxygen Gym is those gyms are crazy. There's a lot of convenience there. I basically eat, sleep, and train. That's pretty much all I do. So, I was kind of spoiled in that way. But I think the camaraderie is the biggest thing. Having the guys. Whether it's my coaches, whether it's my training partners, whether it's the guys in the gym, I see literally every day.
Can you tell about your new coach, Justin Harris?
Yeah, Justin Harris, he had a video. He's a lot of got people know him from the training video. He was a training partner with Steve Kuko back in the day, and they released a video. I think DC training, a very very hardcore video that they think they filmed in like 3 days. But he's been training people for like 25 years. His thing is he doesn't over the years he found out he didn't like to work with pros because he said they really don't listen very well. One of his claims to fame is his carb cycling approach. He had a very popular carb cycling approach that I, coming up, tried to follow. His protocol came very, very popular, but I didn't kind of follow it to the T because I wasn't working with him, and so that's one of his claims to fame. He stepped away from the sport a little bit as far as training bodybuilders, a lot of bodybuilders exclusively because he went back to school to get his physics degree. So that's why he stepped away, but he's back. He's a businessman. He's a very educated guy, and he has just an easy system that I found out I really like. We work through an app. I have I have everything laid out, like so I can if I eat chicken or if I eat steak, if I eat turkey, I know the exact amounts. They're interchangeable. I can like look at carb sources are somewhat interchangeable, so I can have a little bit more flexibility at home for preparing things. So it's just been a very organized, really methodical, foolproof strategy for me. And with the carb cycling, I'm a carb guy in general. I really like this carb cycling approach to high, medium, low days. It just allows me to the mental aspect because I know that high day's coming when I need it. Most of my days are medium days, and those low days, a couple of low days, they're not that bad because I know it's only a few of them that I really have to grind through. So, so far it's been pretty good. Been working really well. His strategy coming into this prep was we're just gonna strip you down, get really lean first phase, and then we're gonna work on polishing that look, bringing out all the aspects of hardness, fullness. We're gonna start manipulating that so we can come in for the show and peak properly. He said, since this is the first time working together, we're playing it this way because it's the safest way to do it. And we both want to be successful, of course. So it's been very cool. You can catch Justin. He's a big guy on a different podcast. He's been around. He's definitely a bigger guy. Trains, very smart. You'll see it when you look at his stuff. But come to find out, he always wanted to work with me, even though he didn't like to work with pros. He always admired my physique and wanted to work with me. So it was just I don't know. I just had a good feeling, and so far it's been great, man. It's been great.
Nice. It's great to hear this because I'm rooting for you very much.
Yeah, I didn't want to. My thing is psychologically, I didn't want to, being away so long and doing things a certain way. I didn't want to give my mind the stress of trying to duplicate something I used to do in a different environment. Because that leads to, I think it's going to lead to different kind of psychology, the way I look at things, and frustration if I can't do things exactly how I'm so used to. So I think revamping and getting somebody new in with a different strategy kind of makes it just a fresher approach for me. And I'm not stressing over things that, how they used to be because I'm doing something totally different, expecting a totally different result. And expectations are not exactly the same. So that psychology behind it is one of the reasons why I thought it was a good idea. Nothing against my coach Ahmed Al Naki. He was great. I've spoke to him about it. He's supportive. I even spoke to my old coach before him, Abdullah. He's very supportive. He said, "You go win." So, it's been cool.
Nice.
So yeah. So I'm just excited to see what we can do. And so far, I feel like I'm ahead of the game.
Wow.
Uh, so I looked at myself this morning, and after some cardio, I was like, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm seeing myself. We got a lot of room to play and manipulate some things to get that look we want before coming into the show.
Can I ask you to flex a bicep?
Oh, yeah.
But
Which one you want this one? Or you want that
Jesus.
one?
Nice. I see things are going very well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm, it's a process for me. It's been very interesting because at home I found that I have a whole lot more mirrors at home than I had
Really?
overseas. Overseas in my room, I have a mirror that's above the sink that's like chest height, and I look at myself there, right?
Uh-huh.
So, when I'm in Kuwait, I really don't look at myself in the mirror in the gym either because I'm training. There's not a lot of equipment in the gym that's facing a mirror, so I'm not really. I
I
may
see.
glance, but I'm not like analyzing myself. So the only time I really analyzed myself was based on the videos we took during check-ins, right? And that's normally after a workout, full pump, doorway. So now I do my check-ins in the morning, fresh out of bed. But I'm always looking because I got a bunch of mirrors. So I'm always looking at myself. So it's a different psychological effect when you're always looking at yourself versus when you look at yourself like a couple times a week, really analyze. So it's been interesting. I'm like, man, I got a lot of mirrors around here. So I'm always assessing everything. I have to go back and really uh, compare my check-in photos, just to kind of, get an idea. Okay, let me look at my check-in photos, compare them to each other. I can do that in the application that he has, and it's really cool.
I
So,
think some bodybuilders, like Derek Lansford, for example, he posts a lot of physique updates. And do you plan to post a little bit more, maybe?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I plan to. I've had some strategies in the past not to because sometimes you ruin that excitement and expectation, and sometimes you just have a setup that is much conducive to your look than the stage. The stage can be a little bit more harsh than some of the shadowing and the lighting. So I found that sometimes you come in stage and you're just like, oh, what is that? What is that incredible mirror shot or that bathroom shot or whatever come in? And sometimes I can play with the head of the fans and even you if you analyze what they're saying too much. But yeah, I plan on getting some physique updates out there. I just want to make sure we're capitalizing on the look. Right now, I'm stripping down. I'm lean, but the next process is getting harder and then playing with the fullness a little bit. But right now, I'm in a very, very comfortable spot. We're like, over 6 weeks out right now. So I'm in a very, very comfortable spot to when I see that, like I'm starting to see it now. I'm starting to see some things that I'm like, well, okay, wow. But I know we got some more manipulating to do. Uh, and I'm just kind of waiting on those shine moments because I'm like, okay, this is it. I want to be like, okay, yeah, he's because a lot of times they sleep on me or they forget about me or they don't think I'm, and then I show up and they're like, oh, okay, he's in the mix. He's talking about it. So I want to get him talking at some point. To let him know that I'm definitely showing up, and it wasn't a couple years ago, 2022, that I won that show. So
Yeah, yeah. And how's your weight right now at this stage?
Weight's pretty good. I'm pretty close to pretty close to like where I would compete stage wise. Pretty
Wow.
close. Um, uh, so it's just a matter of just a little bit more fat coming off. I tend to I tend to reach a state in my prep, no matter what, that I don't really fluctuate a lot. I think though the goal, when talking to my coach, we want to come more of that 2019 Arnold look, which was one of my best looks as far as conditioning is concerned, because that's going to be the priority. So I'm not chasing the scale weight. That will put me around. I think I was in the low 240s at that show.
Mhm.
So that put me somewhere around there. So that'll be the strategy for us.
I
And
see.
like I said, I'm comfortably right now in range, and I don't have a lot of fat to get off, fortunately.
Yeah, I guess I could see that on the biceps.
We'll give you an ab shot.
Wow. 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 That's crazy. That's crazy. And about your training split, I always wondered what it is.
So, well, training wise, I've prioritized really my leg training a little bit more, and because I know my upper body responds really well, really fast. So
Wow.
typically on a Sunday, I'll have a quad hamstring day dominant. Monday,
Hmm.
I'll have a hip dominant day.
Hip.
So, and then I do some isolation for quads and hams. So less compound movement, more hip dominant work. And then come Thursday, which is normally my high day, I do another quad hamstring dominant session. So far, my recovery has been great. I may structure it a little bit differently once my calories get probably a little bit maybe lower. So my recovery rate will be more. I can recover from session to session, but so far, it's all dependent on my joints. And my joints have, at first, I was like, okay, they were a little bit slower to recover, but now I guess I'm not dealing with as much inflammation, so everything's been good. I've
Nice.
kind of the right amount of volume, not overkill. And then I have two basically. I train upper body splits like two other days a week, and I'll add a third day probably this week. So we do I call it a horizontal press and pull day,
Wow.
push and pull day. So basically, horizontal pressing, horizontal pulling. My chest and my back are pretty strong body parts, so they don't need a lot. And then my other day, and I do some biceps. I do some a little bit of triceps, and I may do like rear delt on that day. And my next day is vertical, more vertical. So I'm doing more lat pull down, more lat work, vertical pulling, and vertical pressing. So more shoulder work. But I do touch a little bit of chest on that day. I may do one or two exercises and some slight arm work. I don't do a lot of arm work because it's not really it's one of my stronger points. But I plan on adding another day to do some more rowing, some more back work, or probably on a Friday, and just add another day just to stimulate some training, just to stimulate the muscle a little bit more as I'm going into deeper into prep. Uh, I get busy. Having a couple of days off a week has been great, but uh, it also allowed me to utilize the food a little bit better and maybe get another medium day in instead of another low day.
Yeah.
So give me some more motivation to kind of because every day I train, it's either a medium. It's normally a medium day, but I got one high day, which is one of my leg days a week. So that's how it's kind of laid out because my upper body is just strong. It doesn't need a whole lot. So I prioritize my legs more than anything.
Yeah, I could notice that last Olympia, I think you even improved your legs. Did I
Hmm.
catch it right?
Exactly. And that comes with of course the training doing prep was great, but during my off season phase, same thing I've kind of been doing here. I prioritize most of my training around my legs work and my upper body. I kind of touched it a little bit, but I didn't really train it as much during that previous off season. All my training was focused on recovery, was focused on my leg development, and then going into the preparation when I started training everything at a higher intensity. I was like a little bit ahead in my lower body than I was in my upper body. So it was just kind of, it brought that more balanced effect going into the preparation. So that's just my strategy because you got muscle, it's going to come back. But if you're working on a weakness or area that you need to develop, you got to put some more work into it, and you got to leave enough energy to recover. So you can't tax too many other things that got to recover at the same time. So that's just something I've learned, something I've used, something that's been successful for me.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's very good info. This by the way, this horizontal training split, that's very interesting. I never heard of this.
It's based on a concept that called antagonist pairing, where I saw differently. Some people may consider it a superset. So let's say
Mhm.
if I do a bench press or chest press style, I go over right to like a T-bar row
Yeah. Yeah.
after. So once you work an antagonist muscle, the other muscles forced to rest. So you can get more work done and get more rest in the opposing muscle groups, and it makes my training just so much more efficient. So I'm able to just knock it out, be really strong, just moderate the volume a little bit, and get a lot done in a little bit of time. So
Yeah.
very efficient in the gym. Uh,
Wow.
so,
Wow.
uh, and I like it. I like it. It's fun. It's something that keeps me interested, and I'm getting stronger in the gym, and that's always cool too.
There are some big names at the Arnold Classic. I think this year. I think it's gonna be maybe the strongest lineup of the last, I don't know, 5 years. How do you see your chances against Derek, Samson, and those guys?
I think the Arnold stage, just the Arnold stage in general, is kind of gives me advantage. The Arnold stage has some of the best lighting. They typically like a certain aesthetics type of physique. As long as I capitalize on the conditioning, I think I can bring the aesthetics to the show to really, really stand out. On those guys, I know the areas of detail and separation that I need to bring against a guy like Samson. He's very big in stature. That's his big overall body, and he's been improving in his look over the years, getting more lines, more separation. But I think with my muscle maturity, if I can get shredded enough, I can have some separation that he doesn't, along with a nice structure. So that's really my goal. I want to have some density on Derek. I just want to have that muscle maturity. I know he's in a new situation as well. So we don't know how that's going to really pan out as much. So I think I'm in a good spot. That's why I decided to do the show. I know a lot of guys doing this, a lot of money on the line and whatnot, but for me, I enjoy doing the Arnolds, and it's going to be a fun event for me, and another opportunity to compete against all my boys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boniek is gonna be there,
Oh
for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bonac, man, Bonac's really impressed me. He had some struggles
Mhm.
with his coming into shows, but he's pulled it together. Him and Stefan has been a great duo. He's pulled it together. His look at the Olympia was great. Uh, he came in really good condition. So I know it's going to be a challenge. We always go head to head. So
Yes.
I'm going to make sure I come with my A game. So we can push each other like we like to do.
Stefan Kinzel, like you just mentioned, he said in Fuad Abiad's podcast recently that Sean Florida, who's going to be competing at the Arnold, will beat you easily.
Yeah.
And what do you think of that statement?
It sounds like a good coach. A good coach will vouch for the athlete and put the confidence in the athlete. Also put things in the head of the fans and the judges to get that going. So I'm not offended by that at all. I think that's that's respectful for him to do. Sean is a great athlete, a champion, Olympia champion. So I know he has every capability to come in and beat a lot of guys, including me if I'm not on my game. So my goal is to be on my game. So that won't happen. And structurally and aesthetically wise, just showing why I can do a little bit better than him on stage. So that's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about me. So
Yeah.
but nice promotion for Sean. Like I said, Stefan is that's what you want. You want somebody in your corner that's gonna vouch for you for sure.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, I just wanted to ask these questions, but do you want to say anything else to your fans?
Oh well, of course, guys. I appreciate you guys always support me. All those that contact me with the great messages and of encouragement. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate all my staff member and friends at Scitec Nutrition and Biotech. Always fun times we can get together. Definitely appreciate the support. This is just teamwork, great teamwork, and I'm doing my part. And so it's been a great time interviewing with you and kind of getting some of those questions answered that I've kind of not answered quite publicly yet. So it's been awesome. But like I said, just shout out to all those supporting me. My wife's been helping me, very helpful here. She's helped me a lot, so give her a shout out with helping me prep and make me not want to leave again. so, so, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been good. And like I said, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Grateful to the IPB and the Arnold for just really increasing I guess you say, the energy behind bodybuilding as well as the resources behind bodybuilding. It's an exciting time for the sport, and I'm just glad I'm still around to see it and be a part of it.